Email is the future. Yes, I know you've been using it for 20 years, but trust me, it's the future. So email is a fantastic way to get information about what you're doing out to all of those people that are desperate to hear about what you're doing. Now, I talk a lot about blogging. I take it seriously. Look, I'm even doing it now. And I suggest that civic leaders blog. It's a great way of doing it, but I can understand that you might not be in a position where you can write 400 words a week to put on your blog. But I guarantee you can write 400 words a month. That's a page of A4. Really, really simple. You can sum up what you're doing in a month on a page of A4. Anyone can do that. And if you can do that, then you can send a monthly email newsletter. You can send that out to all of the people that are desperate to know what you're doing. And then, of course, on the bottom, you might want to mention that event you're having and how they can get tickets. So you see, it's a great way of communicating what you're doing to your community and also advertising a few things that you can do. So you can produce the email newsletter. That's easy. But you might be worried about the technology, about how you're going to send it out to people. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. We're going to take a really quick look at a program that I use called Mailchimp. The best thing about Mailchimp is it's free. So let's have a look, see what it can do for you. So this is what Mailchimp looks like when you log on. Signing up for a free account is dead easy, just like signing up for all the other accounts you've got online. And when you finally get online, this is what you'll see. It'll say hello to you and it will show you this little graph here, except of course you can't see this graph because this is just a test account that I set up just to do this video. Obviously, if I use my actual Mailchimp account, you might see your email address and you might not be too pleased about me broadcasting it to the nation. So if we were on your account or my account, we'd see a little graph there which would tell us what our audience change was. So that's all the people that might have signed up for your newsletter through your website or your social media. And also if you'd been a bit naughty and been sending a load of sales email, you might have a few unsubscribed, so people might have left your email list. So that would be the positive or negative audience change. So that's the front page, but let's get to the exciting stuff. Let's have a look at the lists. So that's the lists of people's email addresses. Now you might be wondering where you're going to get those from. See, you meet a lot of people at events. Some of them are going to give you their business cards. Maybe you should just be saying, can I sign you up for my monthly email? You might also put one of those sign up forms on your website or on your social media. It's dead easy to do that. Mailchimp has got a lot of tools to help you do that. You can just click on this bit here when you're looking at your list, sign up forms, create sign up forms for your website and for social media. Or you might want to start talking to your office and start talking about how you can both use this tool together to improve what you do. Now, they'll be collecting a lot of email addresses when you get booked to go to events. Some of the more enlightened civic offices already have something on their event form saying we may occasionally from time to time get in touch with you to share information about what we're up to. So they will already have a massive list of email addresses. Maybe they're happy to work with you on this project and you can email out to everybody and use that list. So once you've got your list, you'll have a big list of names. As you can see, I've got some very interesting people on my email list. And if you want to add people, that is dead simple. You just click on add a contact. You put in their name and their email address. It is important to use their first name because you can do some fancy things called merging fields whereby you can send the email so it actually goes to their name rather than just being a bit generic, which people of course like it if you personalize it. But you can also manage your contacts. So there's a lot you can do with your list, but that's not really what you're after, is it? You want to send some emails. So let's have a look at how you do that. If you're going to be sending a monthly email, you want to really use a template. So that means that your email will have the same look every time you send it. You use a template like this one that I've set up here. It will save you a bit of time. So what I've done is I've put in a little header and I've put in some text and I've put in my social sharing buttons. So here we go. You can see you've got your header here, you've got your text, you've got your social sharing buttons, and you've got your legal bits at the bottom, which you can't do a huge amount about. We'll have a look at that. But it is dead easy. If you want to put in a video or if you want to put in a button, it's just drag and drop. You drag it, you put it in there, and the editor comes up and you can change what it does. You wouldn't go with buy now. That's a bit salesy, so that's not quite what we do, is it? That's your template. When you get round to actually sending an individual email, which Mailchimp called campaigns, that's dead easy as well. And you can then access your template and it'll save you a bit of time. So let's have a look at how we send a campaign. Let's create a new one. So what you want to do is create an email campaign. You can do adverts through Mailchimp as well. As I say, it's very powerful. We'll just call this test because it's all a test, isn't it? So we give it a name. We're just going to do a regular campaign. You can do more complicated stuff like A/B testing, where you send one email to 50% of the people and another to the other 50%. See how they respond better, and then it'll give you an option of which list you want to use. I'm using my VIP list, and you can use a section of your list or you can use all of your list. Let's just use all of my list. I want everyone to get it. And then that will take us to setup, and there's a lot you can do with Mailchimp. Some of it you have to pay for, some of it you don't. The highlights for this are subject. Subject is very important when you send an email. Probably test is not the best thing to do, but some people will only read the subject. If they don't like the subject, they won't even open the email. So getting the subject right is important. You can do a whole lot more with it, but for the moment we're just going to give it a title, a subject. We'll call ours test, shall we? And then you get onto the template, and if my internet connection will pick up, we will just load our saved template. There is a lot you can do. All of the themes, there's loads and loads of different themes, so there's loads of like suggested ways that Mailchimp give you for how you'd like your email to look. Some of them are a bit flashy. Personally, I prefer things to be a bit simple. I think if there's loads of pictures, it can take a long time to load, so it's not the greatest thing. So this will load up your template again, and you can change it just like before. Drag and drop, very, very easy. So we'll just go to the final stage, and that will ask you to confirm everything, but it will give you this fantastic option. So once you've confirmed everything and you're happy with everything, you can go right down to the bottom and you can schedule it. So instead of sending it straight away, you can, well, we have a text content problem, which I'm not going to resolve, but you can click on schedule and it gives you the opportunity to send it at a particular date and time. So if you actually wanted to send a few emails before an event, so you'd send your weekly newsletter and then maybe a couple of days later you'd send another email just reminding them that the event's coming up, and one final one to say that the tickets are about to stop being on sale. You can schedule all of those so they all get sent without you having to worry too much about it. So what do they look like when you send them? Well, this is one that I sent to myself earlier. So there we go. We see your message, your words, your little social sharing buttons, which will take you to your Facebook and Twitter account. And then this is all of the legal stuff down the bottom. Now, you may be a bit worried about falling foul of the spamming laws, but don't worry, you can't do that if you're using Mailchimp. So to make sure you are not breaking the law with just sending junk email to people, you need two things. Firstly, you need your address. So Mailchimp will put your address on all of your emails. Have no choice about that. It'll do that, and it will give you an unsubscribe option down the bottom here. And you have no option about that. You can't change it. So people have the unsubscribe option, and they know who the email came from, and that means it's within the law. So that's a really quick look at Mailchimp. It is a very, very powerful program, and it's free. So long as you have less than 2,000 people on your email list, it's free. So starting off, it's not even going to cost you any money. It'll cost you a bit of time, but it will really help you get your message across to people. So if you are going to start sending an email newsletter, You've got one subscriber, you've got me. Put me on your email list. My email address is info@theciviccoach.com, and I'd love to receive your monthly updates, your information about what you're up to. So email me. And actually, you know, if you want to talk about anything else, if you want a few more tips about how to set up your email list, email me, because email is the future.